In this week's GTA 5 o'clock, the content creator has gone live. Get all the details right here. North Yankton exists in GTA Online. Find out how to get there. And could there be a Cops and Crooks mode on the way for GTA Online? Plus GTA Online V2, heist details, live stream info, and how to win our last goodie bag. It's all here on this week's GTA 5 o'clock. Hello and welcome to this week's GTA 5 o'clock. I am your host James Jarvis and I'm joined as ever by Dan Dawkins, who is feeling a little bit under the weather.
Hello, good day, I'm still here.
Yes, but if you're a bit croaky, then that will be why. As you just heard, coming up we've got news on the content creator, some stuff about North Yankton and a possible return of the Cops and Crooks mode. So Dan, let's get straight into it. The content creator, the free DLC is now live. You can go into it and you can mess around with deathmatches and race modes.
Yeah, it's very much as we detailed last week with the leak that had come out with what looked like an almost certainly legitimate content creator. Well, it turns out that was true. And as we suspected last week, Rockstar acted quickly to make it live. It clearly was very developed. And again, as James has speculated, has some of this stuff gone into the public domain as almost an acid test of people's sentiment? We don't know, but the content creator's live. I haven't had a chance to use it yet because, as I say, I've been sat on my sick bed, coughing and feeling quite sorry for myself. So I'm back in today, but I understand, James, that you and Mr. Trophy, Ian Wilson, have been playing around with it and had some stuff.
Mainly Trophy, yeah. The footage you can see on screen now is stuff of us just messing around with it. You can go in and you can create your own custom death matches. I think we created one with just rocket launchers, which is obviously causes quite a lot of carnage. And we tried to do a race up Mount Chiliad, but that proved more difficult than it sounds because of the way you have to put checkpoints on like solid bits of ground.
Right.
You can't just put them anywhere. You can almost put them anywhere, but it has to be in a certain parameters. So that was quite difficult.
Is there a restriction on? Have they got to be a certain distance apart? Does there have to be a checkpoint every few hundred meters, or could you just literally make it one point, the other point? That's it.
I'm not sure.
Okay, well, that's interesting. Okay.
But it's something to look into. Yeah, we've got some how-to videos answering all of those type of questions coming up on the channel in the next couple of days.
Great.
So subscribe now and be sure to check them out.
Yeah, no, seriously do. I think we're all in this together, so to speak, and not in the conservative government sense you might find in the UK. If you've been playing with the editor and you've had a good discovery, you've found a way to make those tools create something unique, please share your videos and links in the comments below, or do tweet us. That's a good way to get in touch at GTA O'Clock. We also have the Facebook page, facebook.com/GTA O'Clock.
Yeah, forward slash.
I always say backslash.
I know you do.
It's because I'm sick in the mind.
Yeah, we will be featuring a lot of your creations on this show and in the live stream that we do on Fridays. There's no reason why if you find something really cool or you make something really cool, that we won't go and play your level in the live stream. So do get those submissions to us. We've created a few things. So speaking of the live stream, hopefully this week on Friday we will be playing one of our GTA 5 o'clock death matches and races. So join us for that and do look out for them.
Yeah, we should be able to create some really interesting themed. This is where we're hoping the live streams will really take off in terms of their uniqueness. So we can create some really interesting themed races. People have already said things like, could we do an Italian job style race in minis through the drain system? That could be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We'll see. We're going to experiment and see if we can come up with some cool stuff, but no doubt you'll have more time and better ideas than us, so please do share.
Yeah, it's worth pointing out that the content creator is still in beta, so there's going to be a few bugs and other things in there, but it's definitely really solid and it definitely really works. Another thing that Rockstar have announced is their new mode called Capture, which should be coming in December. This sounds quite interesting, Dan.
Well, they describe it as their favourite competitive team mode. It says it's a proper GTA twist on Capture the Flag. So it says, Capture mode brings territory infiltration and a new form of team versus team treachery into GTA Online. This is 4 squads battle to steal drugs, trucks, buses or whatever from opponents' bases using high-speed vehicles, weaponry and cunning teamwork. So it says the free Capture update, which is coming soon, says brings a host of new jobs to GTA. It says Capture's broken into 4 variations: raid, contend, hold and GTA. I don't know what that means, GTA mode.
I
Grand
guess
Theft Auto
weapons and things. I mean, when you get GTA races in the online thing, you're always using pickups and stuff. Maybe there's special bonus pickups you can have in that mode.
But I mean, they're saying December. We've only got we're almost halfway through December already, so that'll be coming really soon.
Yeah, and then even more excitingly, coming next year in 2014, GTA Online heists and a story mode update.
Yeah, heists have been long talked about, and in fact we've got some interesting leaked audio coming up that may link to that in just a second. We've seen heists going back as early as the first GTA Online video from Rockstar, and again this links to something we're going to show you in a second. Now the big exciting thing is GTA 5 story mode updates, and it says, this is the official Rockstar wording, there's not much of it, so it's worth considering. It says, for those ready to jump back into the story of Grand Theft Auto 5, we have big plans for substantial additions in 2014, so the word substantial, continuing Michael, Franklin and Trevor's action, mayhem and unexpected adventures in southern San Andreas. Now, key thing for me is that it mentions Michael, Franklin and Trevor. Now, mild spoiler alert if you haven't finished the game.
Quite a big spoiler alert if you haven't finished the game.
Huge spoiler alert if you haven't finished the game. You have to make a decision at the end of the game, and that phrase Rockstar have used may not apply depending on the decisions you've made, so it does imply that there's almost like a canon ending or a way they wanted it to be.
Yeah, definitely.
And I like the word unexpected adventures, which suggests a kind of curveball side to what we're going to get, but it does say, hey, southern San Andreas, does that mean Los Santos or does it mean something else?
I think to me southern San Andreas means more of city action rather than the stuff up in around Mount Chiliad and Blaine County.
Yeah, that's interesting, because I think of Los Santos when I think of the town, so whether it means, hey, we'll find out,
Yeah, exactly. So moving on, some of you may have seen yesterday that we put up a video about North Yankton and how to get there in GTA Online. Now obviously this is quite a big discovery. You do have to glitch your way in, but we did make the video, which you can see by clicking the link on screen now. Excited by that news, Dan?
Yeah, it's really fascinating, because we previously speculated about North Yankton as a location for DLC, because in fact there was a leaked DLC that proved not to be true, and the frustration with North Yankton is you sort of glimpse it in a very linear fashion, first of all in the preview, and mild spoiler alert, later in the game, but you don't get to fully explore it. Triggers a sort of fail condition. Using this cheat, which is, as James says, is in the video, you get to have a little bit of a look around and see how reasonably fully formed it is.
There is quite a few things in there, and you can see all the stuff that are in both missions from the single player game, the bit at the very beginning and the bit of it later on in the game, and you can go and visit the North Yankton Beaver and see a few NPCs sitting around.
And you can also visit Brad's grave. And apparently if you jump in, well, nothing happens. You just
fall through the earth.
Fall through the floor, so don't do that.
No. Okay, so yeah, if you do want to go and check out some more of North Yankton and how to get there, do click the link on screen now and you'll be whisked away to a brilliant video. Okay, so you've already hinted at it, Dan. Let's move on. Are we doing possible return of Cops and Crooks?
Yeah, let's do that.
So Cops and Crooks mode, for those of you who didn't play GTA 4, was sort of like a team-based thing where it had two different modes. There was All for One, where there was a boss, and you as the crooks had to get that boss away in a vehicle while the police would chase you and try and destroy and kill the boss. And then there was All for One when there was no boss, and it was simply the crooks keeping themselves alive and attempting to fill a getaway vehicle for their team to win, and the cops trying to kill them all. For this version of it in GTA 5, it looks like, from the audio that we've heard, Dan, it looks like that might have slightly changed, I think, to be possibly a mode that you select before you even launch into GTA Online. You either go into the free roam deathmatch thing that we know now, or you launch Cops and Crooks and play the whole online thing slightly differently.
Oh, that's quite interesting. I think it's important to verify the source for credibility, really. This is coming from the same source that found some of the content creator leaks.
Yeah, he put the videos up on the same channel.
So, and again, that track record has been exemplary so far. Certainly, in terms of your own judgment of the audio, it sounds very legit. It's sort of a classic female police voice, sort of saying bank robbery, suspect down, suspects in custody, multiple suspects in custody, and it's all like lots of variations on saying the same thing, as is a pattern throughout all of Rockstar's dialogue, because they don't want repetition. So they just say for the sake of it saying it, and it's extracted all these audio files in sequence. Like you were saying, there's a series of phrases that leap out as being unusual within the context of that. Particularly like the fact that it said things like, suspects apprehended at 70 miles an hour, 80 miles an hour, 90 miles an hour, 100 miles an hour, 60 miles an hour. So it's all those different things are quite funny. Now one of them is, it says, possible anthrax exposure, possible Ebola exposure, suspect has suspected tuberculosis. And again, is that some kind of... Because we know within the single-player game, mild spoiler alert, there's a mission where you extract like a chemical weapon. Now, later in the game, it's sort of joked that is in fact a perfume. But it seems like, is there going to be some sort of hold the contaminated substance?
Or... I mean, if this even stretches even further to like emergency services response sort of mini game where you play as an ambulance driver and a fire, because there's a lot of stuff about fires in here as well. So it could even be an emergency services expansion where you can choose to be a police officer for the day, driving a fire truck or an ambulance thing, and there's just all these events happening in the world.
Some of the audio scanner things say like possible cardiac arrest. Man down, chest pains at burger shot. So too much burger. It's finished him off. Like apartment fire, condo fire, lots of different types of fire. It does name check a number of gangs. So it says the Lost, the Vargos, a professional crime outfit, an African American gang. Then there's things for like target reported wearing ... target last seen ... So that will insert the actual place you were seen. And it talks about armoured car robbery, bank robbery. This is a bank heist. So that's interesting, like we mentioned at the start, that is this linking in with true bank heists being available?
I was thinking that maybe this would come alongside the heist DLC, so you'd get heists, and also attached to that would be you could choose to be the cops or crooks in the heist situation. So if you were playing as the cops, you'd just be driving around Los Santos, and suddenly on the police scan you'd get, we've got a bank robbery in progress, and suddenly then your radar would light up of the situation and all the gangs that were taking part in it, and you'd have to get there and try and take them down before they got into the bank.
I think it's an exciting twist on a heist if you play actively the cops who are like, you're waiting for them to emerge from the vault, stood outside with your finite resources, sitting behind your barricades, and I think again that's really exciting. And in fact, I think you're right, James. It was talking about lots of menial ways that the police can get involved. It also talks about like a person running a red light, property damage, road blockade, much more high-level stuff like stolen aircraft, stolen police vehicle, stolen helicopter, and it says reports of a high-level Vargos gang member in transit, and there's reports of a high-level Lost gang member in transit.
See, that sort of ties back to the old mode of having a high-level gang member and him being protected by the rest of the people playing, and then you having to go and stop him. So I mean, it could be an amalgamation of the two, like a couple of new things for GTA 5, which would make sense because they don't want to just rehash the old modes, but then still keeping the classic game elements in there as well.
And what is interesting is it references the East Vinewood Bank of Los Santos. It says there's a 211 at East Los Santos. Suspects have breached the bank's vault. Now, is this the bank that we've featured previously on GTA 5 o'clock, where you're sort of free in GTA Online to walk inside? Now, you can't technically get into the safe area without glitching it, which you can do. With this talk of the bank's vault being breached, that would be a legitimate way to open up into that zone that we previously showed you on GTA 5 o'clock. Can we link to that on screen right now, James?
Yeah, we'd probably put some footage up as well.
Delicious. So there we go. So that again would tie to it. The location's the same. It says the East Vinewood Bank. When you see that bank, that is kind of in East Hollywood, East Vinewood area. That would tie up. So it all seems to be coming from the same place and tying up.
Yeah, definitely. And I'd love it. I'd love to be able to go into the game and select for that session to be a cop or a crook and just exist in that world, and having to make those decisions as like a cop of going, suddenly you hear like, got a report of someone running a red light, and they flash up and you're like, oh, go and deal with that. And then as you're dealing with that, they've got suspects have breached the vault, and you're like, whoa, what? And then you have to choose which crook you're going to go after for that whole session.
I think we're starting to see really GTA Online is starting to click into place in terms of its potential. A lot of people have been a bit down on perhaps the limited variety of mission types, the progress structure, but I think now we're starting to see the creativity starting to spur. And if you take something like Cops and Crooks here and the dynamic of playing a cop, you twin that to then an expansion in, let's say, the content creator. So you're creating sort of custom, cops and robbers themed deathmatch or race type things. The game starts to come alive then, and I think the scope further down the line, like we've touched on previously, is to create. They can almost break with reality and go, we're going to do a stunts mode, we're going to do an extreme jumps thing, we're going to unlock ramps in the world and all these different things. That's when it starts to get like really crazy, really exciting, a bit like the sort of mad halcyon days of the PC version of GTA 4.
Yeah, because in the GTA 4 version with all the mods and stuff, they did quite a popular mod was to actually mod yourself in as a cop, and you could go and do things like that. So, and obviously Rockstar, look at all that stuff and see which ones are really popular in the community. So it makes sense that if, they're working on this kind of stuff, that playing as a cop would be a great and really well received thing for the community in GTA 5. So cool, that's on the way. Hopefully we'll be seeing that very soon, probably next year, I'd imagine, but early next year. Moving on very quickly before we do in details of our live stream, GTA Online V2 Dan this week saw a big breakthrough in the fact that now you can run in your apartment.
Yeah, and I can say that's the power of GTA Online V2, because one of the most requested additions, certainly from us in the show, and we said that. I know some people have been on our Twitter feed and said this is a trivial victory for us. We'll take every trivial victory until it's a major victory. Yeah, the fact you could only walk in the apartment was slightly annoying, so like now being able to run, that's great. Hey Rockstar, Rockstar, I've said they listen to the show, maybe not every single one, maybe they ignore what we say, but it is a channel of communication directly with Rockstar. Little things like this improve the GTA Online experience. Please keep sending us your GTA Online V2, hashtag GTA Online V2 suggestions. We've got a huge, big swell of them we're building up. We're going to compile them all, make it a cogent thing, give it to Rockstar. They're probably following it anyway, they can follow our Twitter feed, but we'll do it that way, and we'll give them a big block of interesting stuff.
Yeah, so keep your suggestions coming in using that hashtag. And then finally this week we've got details of our live stream, which may or may not be the last one in this season because Christmas is coming up and all that. Everyone wants a little break. So we're going to have possibly Christmas in Los Santos on Friday. We're going to have everyone hopefully to get some red clothing on, spray your cars red, come down and meet by the snowman. If you don't know where the snowman is, there's a link on screen now, and we can go and investigate that. And then we're going to play some of our custom death matches and races that we would have created by then, hopefully, fingers crossed. So that should be really fun, so join us on Friday.
Yeah, and if you've not been part of the GTA, like GTA 5 o'clock live feed, what we do is every Friday at 4 p.m. GMT, which is like late afternoon in the UK. Just make it tricky for some people, because if you've got a job or of college or at school, it's hard to take part. So we don't get as many people as perhaps we would like at that time. That's our fault with the timings, because we, believe it or not, our jobs is talking about GTA amongst many other things. So we're looking to expand that to later in the evening slots, which we've got to orchestrate, and I've got to break that news to my wife and family. But that's fine, so we are going to do that. So if you want to take part, you need to be part of our crews, which are the OCLK, the O'Clock crew, the OCLS, the Shadows crew, or the OCLG, which is the Gravels crew, which has got spaces. I know people have got frustrated because they said there's spaces we haven't been accepted. We will go through this week and accept the crews to capacity to bring people in. Really apologise for that. We will look into to do that. So that's how you get involved with it. We usually play on PlayStation 3. Live feed takes like about an hour. We've got 3 structured modes. The first one is called Bounty Hunter, where one person escapes from 15 crazed killers. Yeah,
if you missed it last week, Leon from the official PlayStation magazine had a great time doing that.
It was my favourite Bounty Hunter yet. I will say, as a spoiler, he didn't get the best time, but he did create the most hilarity. So that's an on-running thing every week. We see who can survive the longest. Then we have like a couple of formal game modes in the middle, and at the end we always do something a bit creative, explosive and stupid. Great live feed last week. Thanks for all your feedback, particularly to the excellent intro and the Hollywood level announcer we got in at the start.
He was cool.
Yeah, who definitely deserves a tripling of his pay, not just the doubling, as I might have mentioned last week. So yeah, we might continue down that vein. It seemed to go down quite well. But yeah, we love you taking part. We're playing on PlayStation 3 at the moment. Again, that could change to 360. And thanks so much for being part of it.
Yeah, okay, finally, before we sign off this week, we do have one more goodie bag to give away. Now, we're going to do this slightly differently compared to the other ones. Tomorrow, hopefully, or definitely by the end of the week, there will be a video live on the channel just saying, win this excellent goodie bag. If you click on that video and then like, comment and subscribe, if you make your comment something creative, maybe witty, anything that you think is going to grab our attention, put your comment in that video and we will select the best one and then announce the winner either in Friday's live stream or following Wednesday. So do look out for that video and go and check it out.
Yeah, brilliant goodie bag, don't miss it.
Okay, well that's about it for this week's GTA 5 o'clock. Don't forget to join us in the live stream, and if you like this video, please click the like button and don't forget to subscribe. You can also follow us on Twitter at GTAVOclock. That's it from us. We'll see you again next week.
Yeah, see you soon. Bye.